Hi Chris, how you doing? This is me, Christian, doing a video to respond to your thread. You asked to show five instrumentals that we think that are good, cool, that they're, that they are not performed by bands that used to make instrumental like prog bands or solo albums from instrumental artists like Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, Yngwie Malmsteen, or guys like that, or even John Petrucci, the guitar player from Dream Theater. He has a solo album a couple of years ago. So, without further ado, I'm going to start with one of my favorite albums of all time. It's Metallica, Master of Puppets, and the instrumental, of course, it's Orion. Uh, 8 minutes and 15 seconds on side two of on Master of Puppets. A great instrumental, a little bit more. I kind of think about a little bit more progressive sound of this instrumental compared to the one that's going to be in Justice for All, To Live is to Die, and the previous one, The Call of Cthulhu, and Ride the Lightning, and nothing to do with anesthesia pulling teeth on Kill 'Em All. This is a really great one, really progressive with lots of parts that keep changing. A little bit more mellow than the rest of the songs of the album. But I think it's a really good one. Instrumental from Metallica that they took. They then in the Black Album, of course, they did not have an instrumental. Load and Reload, none. Saint Anger, who cares? And then they did one again in Death, Magnetic, Suicide, and Redemption. It's a good one. This one I think is the best one they ever written. So number two is from one of my favorite bands that sings in Spanish, and the band is Barón Rojo, and the album is Volumen Brutal, and the instrumental is the last track on side two. The name of the track is The Baron Fly Over England. It's 2 minutes and 42 seconds of a great Spanish band of traditional heavy metal. This is a really good one. It's like if you can feel the Red Baron flying over England with lots of parts that kind of simulates or try to create the idea of him flying over England. It's a really good one. Please give it a try and you won't be disappointed. Next, I'm going to go with a cassette. It's from my favorite band of all time. It's from Killers. I know Chris showed Ides of March, but I'm going to show the other instrumental that is in this album. It's weird that a young band has two instrumental in one album, but the other one is Genghis Khan. It's a really great one. Please, if you don't know it, I assume you do. It's a really great one. It started with a nice work of drums by Clive Bird, very energetic in the beginning. Then a very fast section of the song. It follows that, and then it goes down to a little bit more mellow one, just to fade away. But it's a great one. Also a great solo, a small solo in almost at the end of the song, played by the dual guitars of Adrian Smith and Dave Murray. But this is a great one. And I highly recommend. It's not too long, 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Genghis Khan, Iron Maiden from Killers. Then one of the best instrumentals I think ever written by a guitar player and played by a hard rock band from the 80s of the from Los Angeles. It's Dokken and the classic soul instrumental written by George Lynch, Mr. Scary. This is a great performance, very with a lot of pyro, with George Lynch showing what he is capable of playing the guitar, very intricate parts that you can hear here, listen here. Also, a great work of the rhythm section of Jeff Pilson and Wild Mick Brown. It's a great solo created by George Lynch and performed in its maximum capacity by the rest of the band. So this is my 1, 2, 3, 4 Dokken and Mr. Scary. Next is a band that they don't do instrumentals anymore. They did a couple in the early years when there was it was still kind of a member of the band, Michael Schenker, and yes, it is the Scorpions, and this is the album Love Bites. No, sorry, Love Drive, and the instrumental is of course Coast to Coast. There was a lot of controversy a couple of years ago because Michael Schenker was going after his brother because he said that his brother took this solo from him and literally stole it, not giving him credit on the creation of this solo, of this instrumental, that it was that he was not credited on this solo, and he just find out when the 50th anniversary edition reissues of this album was released. Then he realized that supposedly Rudolf Schenker is getting all the credit on the creation of Coast to Coast, but nevertheless, however, it's a great solo. Whoever wrote it, I tend to think it was Michael Schenker, because he's more creative, he is more talented than his brother. But this is a great solo by the Scorpions, Coast to Coast. Those are my 5, but as a bonus, a small solo instrumental from Van Halen, not the usual Eruption, but the first in side 2, it's Tora Tora, a small instrumental solo from Eddie Van Halen, really good one. This is just a bonus to the fact that Chris was asking for. So that's it. Those are my pickups, my choices. Hope you like it. And Chris, thanks for having this thread. Hope to see you again. This is Christian saying goodbye. See ya.